Hey, what's up guys, GFXLab, and welcome to Minecraft. It's been a while. Shouldn't have left you, Neptune. No. But for those of you guys who don't know what this is Minecraft, spell M-I-N-D-C-R-A-F-T. The reason why I spell it like that is because it is me on Minecraft just talking about stuff. That's just what it is. Like, I don't have a plan for it. There's no idea behind it. It's just me talking, and if you want to listen, you can listen. If you want to click out, that's you can wait for one of my songs and stuff like that. That's just what the forewarning, I guess, I can give you guys who don't know about my series, and you probably subscribe because of a song. That's what awesome. I appreciate you guys, and I definitely appreciate all of the new subscribers I'm getting. I used to be really salty about, posting video game stuff because, recently I got salty about it because I just was like, man, I was over it, but now I don't care. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun with my channel, and this Minecraft, the series for Minecraft is totally different. It's not like something I do because I'm trying to have fun. I just do it just to do it. I mean, it's great just to vent out and talk to, whoever wants to listen. And I realize that I do have a large channel, and some people do want to just listen to everything that I have to say, or there are some people who definitely want to be a part of everything that I do. But this series really is for me. Like, I started this series thinking, like, in the future I want to have something that I can reference back to, something that I could go back and listen to or watch, or something that I could look at, because I was looking at some of my high school stuff recently, and I was looking at it like, man, I wish I could have taken more pictures. I wish I could have written more things in my, in poetry class or whatever class, literature class. I wish I could have written more essays. I wish I could have done more things when I was back then, so I could analyze my mentality back from that time and this time and the time now, and see how much I've grown, see how much things have changed for me, and how much my mentality has changed as a person. And I want to do that now. I'm going to begin to do that, and this Minecraft series is really my answer to that. I want to talk about my philosophies of now, and I want to think about, like, in the future, what are my philosophies going to be then? I don't know what they're going to be. And I do realize that a lot of stuff that I'm going to talk about, and a lot of things that I'm going to think in my time now, is going to be funny to me when I grow older. I'll be like, haha, I used to be hilarious. I was so naive, and I want to feel that way. I want to be like, man, I was really naive. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was crazy. Man, why did I even think about that stuff? And I'll just laugh about it. Maybe I'll even be able to share it with some of my, my grandkids, or, kids in the future. See what they think about it. See what I don't think any of my family members watch any of my stuff, and I hope they don't. But it's just it's just a huge, it's a huge, like, for me, it's a huge, like, blog sort of thing. And I'd really like to, I would like to go into the future and talk to my future self. But obviously, even if I did that, it wouldn't be the same, because I would already know what I'm doing, and it's not as interesting. So I'm glad I can't do that now. Now I think about it, I'm glad I can't go to the future and talk to my future self. And I'm sure, like, I don't even want to think about the implications of that inception. That's just crazy. But thinking about things like philosophy, thinking about, like, what my version of God is, I've come to a conclusion. Now, my parents, they're super religious, and as you guys know, Easter came by, and they definitely gave me their spiel about how they wanted to see me go to church again, and how they wanted to see me do all this. And as some of you guys know, I'm not really a religious person, and I never was a religious person. So, I didn't go to anything. It's not me to go to, any sort of celebration or anything like that. So and what's this? Like cows burning trees down? But I don't know. Those are some crazy cows. I don't want to mess with those cows. The cows are going ham. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it, especially with my parents, so I sort of avoided the question, and I tried to, every time they mentioned it, I sort of just like brushed them off. I'd pretend I didn't hear them or whatever. But, not trying to be rude, but it's just not for me. And I'm trying to look for some dogs. That's why I'm like circling the bay here. And I was thinking about like, so what is my version? If they were to ask me seriously, like who is God to me? Or what would if someone asked me what God was, what would I say? And people have asked me and I didn't have an answer. Now I do. To me, God is creation. Creation in itself. Creativity is creation. So for me, my God is creativity, and I'm a creative type of person. My job is to be a graphic designer in general. I've done all types of design. I've done video stuff. I've done motion graphics. I've done regular static digital stuff. I've done print. I've done product design. I've gone all across the board as far as design goes. Man, I'm not finding any dogs, but I've pretty much run the gamut of all design, and I definitely appreciate all that experience. But the thing that I never realized until now is that all of the main reason I loved all that was because it was creation. And I realized that the more you create, the better your life becomes. For me, at least, the more you create and the more you get out into the world and out of your head, the more you start to the more you start to practice creating your world around you. And when I say that, it can go down to even just writing stuff out on paper. Like if you say you're stuck in a position where you don't want to be. Say you're in a job or something, or you're not healthy or something like that, and you want to change your life for the better. The best thing to do is to get proactive about it. Say there's a girl that you see that you are afraid of going up to and talking to. Start being proactive about it. Like, think about it. Don't just think about it. Get it down on paper. Write it down. Start writing down your short-term and long-term goals and what you would like to do in the future. That's something I've learned from my job, from the people, my peers, my new job and everything. Like, that's something I'm learning from them, is to get stuff into, make it real for you. And by making it real, I'm saying, like, write it down. That is creating. When you write it down, that is you creating you're starting to create the world around you. You're writing it down. You're writing down, like, I want to be healthier in 5 years, and less than that. I want to be healthy in 2 months. I want to eat better. I want to have more confidence in myself when I talk in front of large, say I want to get better grades in school. I want to be a better driver. I want to pass all my tests. I want to do, more amazing design work at work or whatever. And these are just ones I'm calling out. I mean, they're just ones that are coming to my head. Oh, there's a dog right there. He's right there. Let's go get him. I don't know. How many bones do I have? 3 bones. Let's hope. Let's hope he takes one of these. 1, 2. Oh, there he is. Got him. Let's go. Let's go. I don't think I can ride the boat. I have to, like, walk back. I don't think there are any other dogs around here, and I don't have any other bones, so I guess I can't really get in him. Let's just take him home. Well, get it out. Get all your thoughts out. Don't keep it in your head. That's the main thing that that for me was like the one thing I was doing so wrong, so wrong, was keeping stuff in my mind. If you can start creating, then you're basically practicing creation. You're practicing creativity. You're practicing being a designer of your own life. And you can't wait for other people to, you can't wait for other people to dictate your life. I mean, you can, but it's never going to be what you want. Because even if you find someone who you think is like the perfect person for you, and eventually you're going to find something in them that you don't like, and it's going to bug you. It doesn't matter how, especially if you think you have the perfect person, eventually you're going to find something that you absolutely hate about that person. And it's just it's going to come out every time it happens, and it's going to happen over and over and over, because you're going to be around that person for a very long time. And it's going to repeat itself over and over and over. Maybe they don't, I don't know, maybe they pick their nose. Maybe they don't, maybe when they're using the restroom, they don't shut the door. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But that'll be something that will egg you on over and over and over, and eventually you'll get really tired of it. And that person, imagine if that person leaves and you were totally dependent on them. You weren't you weren't actively taking care of your life. You're going to be shattered. Your mentality is going to shatter because you were so weak. So just that's just something to keep in mind, is you've got to start proactively creating your own life so you can become a strong person. The idea behind like a relationship especially is for you to be the person they would like and they want to become. You have to love yourself before anyone else can love you. And that goes down to, and when I say relationship, I'm not just talking about like boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about your family. I'm talking about the relationship between you and your mind. Do you treat your mind like it's a slave? Do you force your mind just to think nonstop? Or do you use your mind as a tool? Or do you use your mind sparingly? Which is something that, will help you in the long run. If you just force your mind to think all the time, then that's what causes anxiety. That's what causes, you to lose yourself. And that's what I found. At least that's for me. Like that for me, as I've found, that is my main flaw is with me, and the relationship between me and my mind is that I force my mind to go from one end of the universe all the way to the other and back. And I don't give it any time to rest. I don't give myself any time to just relax and not think, which is something that some people think is impossible, but it is possible. Just to when you get in the zone, when you're running or you're doing something like some sort of physical activity where you get at, where you're going so you're so in the zone that it doesn't matter like what's going on in your life. You're just so in the zone that everything's working out for you perfect. You're just like you're totally out of your mind. You're not thinking all that much. Come on in, broski. Come on, dude. Come on in. Where'd he go? I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. Let's go. Yeah, so the more you can get in the zone and be yourself, then the easier your life. You have to have that time to just, relax, to just be yourself. I've learned that the hard way and the easy way. But and I remember that from school. Like I used to get into the zone when I used to play golf. That's when I used to get in the zone. I don't play golf anymore, which is why I might be so like unstable right now, is because I don't play golf like I used to. I used to play like 32 rounds of golf, which is like unheard of. I don't think I could do that now anymore. I'm just like so out of shape as far as golf goes. I could probably do it with a cart, but for me, another part of golf was the mental game. The mentality of golf was being able to, it does tie along what I'm talking about now, is like trying to be independent of your of everything, and trying to make your own decision and create, because when you're playing golf, you have to create your situations, or you have to be in somewhat control, but at the same time you have to forget about what happened before, like when you hit the ball, or like if you hit the ball and it sliced or hooked, which means it went off course and it didn't go exactly where you wanted it to go. Then maybe maybe it gets stuck in your mind and you're like, God, if I hit the ball right, I wouldn't be in this situation. I wouldn't be in the rough right here. Like, I wouldn't be in the sand trap or whatever. Like I would be in a perfect spot. And, you start thinking about those things and they get to your head, and then all of a sudden you have an even worse game of golf, because you're like thinking too much about your flaws, and then all of a sudden you have a really bad game the rest of your game, because you're thinking too much about the one thing that you can't focus. You can't get back into the now, which is essentially what you want to do all the time, is get yourself back into the now. And getting into the now requires not thinking, because to get into the now, you can only get into the now when you stop trying to get into the now, because getting into the now is not like a mentality. You can't just switch into it like, oh, I'm in the now. You're always in the now. You just don't realize it. And for me, like, it took me a while, because at first you're like, what does that even mean? Then you, like, when you realize it, like, the moment you stop asking the question about how to get into the now is the moment you become in the now. Like, the moment you realize, what it actually means, and there's no thought process behind it. There's no, there's nothing about it that's like, there's nothing about it that is, what am I trying to say? There's nothing about it. You can't you can't think about it and get into the moment. You just have to be in the moment. Like, when you run, there's ways to get into the moment. If you're like an athlete and you run a lot and you really get into it, and you know that you're going to get into it, you don't think about it. You just get into the zone while you're like running, and you get really tired, but maybe you get tired, but you're still running, and you're just like so focused on running that you forget that you're even tired, or you're gonna be tired, and you're just like running. You feel free. That is what I'm talking about. That moment where nothing matters, and you're just going. You're just going and going and going, and you're just doing work. And doing work can happen when you're actually working too. Like, get your mentality right, and you'll start get your mentality when you're working. Just get it into working and forget about like, oh, it's like 4 o'clock. I have an hour left, and man, it's gonna suck. Like waiting to go home. And then when I get home, I have to think about, when I get home, I have to do laundry. When I get home, my mom's gonna yell at me. Like all those things that come into your mind, like at the end of the day. That doesn't happen when you start to become when you get into the zone. You forget about those things. You just do your job. You just do everything that you want to do the way you want to do it, and then you start to create your own life. So I guess that's my message that's my Minecraft of the day, is just focus on creation. Like, if you want to do something, or you're unhappy with your life, write it down. Write down what you are unhappy about. Write down what you would like to change. Write down what goals and aspirations you have for the next, you can do any time amount, but it's good to do like a good like range. Do like short term, which is maybe even within the next hour if you want. Do like within a year, what would you like to be doing? Within a year, and then within 5 years, and then within 10 years, what would you like to be doing with yourself? And then move on from there and figure out like how you can do it. Like, all right, so I want to be a graphic designer, and I'm still in high school. How do I get to that point? In 5 years, I'm going to be out of high school. What am I going to do? Or like, if you're not in high school, you're like me and you're out of college too. You're like, I want to become a better designer. Well, what do you mean by you want to be a better designer? What do you want to be doing in 5 years? Are you still going to be stuck doing the same job, or are you going to be happy doing that? Or, like you have to think about your progression. You have to think about all the little things that are going to happen in your life, and start to assess those and write them down, and then start working on them and make them goals that you can do. But you also have to realize that if you can do something better, then, and I saw this on a tweet by the Illuminati, which is I don't know who does that whoever runs that Twitter account is amazing. But he said something, or she, or whoever runs it said, if you can do something better, then good is not good enough. So, and I think about that when I do design too. Like, even if I'm doing short-term projects, I say like, okay, I've done a really great job, but I know I can do something better with this. And then I just submit it anyways. I'm like, whatever, I'll just submit it, and then I'll get my feedback, and then we'll work from there. That's a terrible design philosophy. You need to, if you can do something better, do it better. Because, even with that, like for designers, if you can do something better, do it better, because the next designer isn't going to do that. And then they're going to learn, like your client's going to learn, like, oh man, this guy doesn't do, as great a job. He doesn't have the attention to detail. Like, think about every situation that your design is going to be put in, and then and then work on it and make it better. And if you can make something better, make it better. Don't just do it good enough. If you can cook something better, cook it better. Like, say you want to make lunch for work or for school tomorrow, and you can definitely make something better than what you've been making all the time. You're like, I'll just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich tomorrow. And then, you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but you realize, that PB&J is good. But imagine if you had that ham and cheese with that Swiss and everything. Like, that's going to be better. And then you're like, that's going to be good, but I better throw some jalapenos on here. Throw some, I don't know, Chipotle sauce. I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you start to get into the realm of designing your lunch specifically for you. Not just a good enough lunch. Or you start to, like, think about, say you want to do, like, something on the weekend. You're like, man, I could go for a run, or I could go and do something cool, and go watch a movie. And then you think, like, or I could spend my time doing something more productive with my life, going to the library. I don't know. Like, that is better than going to a movie, because then you get to expand upon your imagination. If you can always do it better, then don't just settle on good. I think this is good. I don't even know what I want to do in Minecraft. If you guys want me to do something in here, I'm to be honest, I don't even want that, because I like just walking around trying to get dogs, and I'm not going to do that next time. I'll probably start building this out more. I'll probably start building this little castle of mine even better. Now, knowing now that the monsters can knock down doors, I better start building some defensive walls and stuff like that. But I hope you guys have an awesome, amazing day. And if you guys want some more Minecraft series, make sure you like this video, because I don't even know how many people are even looking out for these anymore. And I don't even know how many people get these in their sub box. But I I hope you guys have an epic day. Hope you guys have a great night. And peace out, guys.